No free content.
No free toes. And now that it's summer, sometimes I'll wear a shoe that has a toe out. And I'm like, well, now I'm posting free content. And they'll reply being like, yes, finally the toes. Someone commented, finally we see the arches on the back of your foot.
Finally the toes and the arches.
They love the arches.
You was on The Apprentice, weren't you, love?
I was.
80,000 applicants and you made it. We actually had such a nice conversation because I ran into Amber at a Squid Game premiere. We was on a 2-day experience. It was amazing. Shout out to Netflix.
Yeah, bringing people together.
That was honestly one of the best experiences that I've been on.
It was so good.
But we had great chats.
Yeah, we had 2 hours to kill. Chat. Yeah.
We had 2 hours to kill.
Looked to you, said, right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's have these chats.
I'm pretty sure I said, let's get to know each other. Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
So, what's your favourite colour?
Literally.
And we had such a great chat about it and the kind of overarching experience as a woman, the stick, social media, the scandal. And so now that you've kind of had a while where it's aired and you've been able to sort of system reset, how are you actually feeling now?
I feel a lot better. I feel like there's been a lot of progress made in terms of like my mental health and how I've been doing. And I feel like a lot has happened in my career that I just try to focus on the positives. And honestly, when I look back, when people ask me about the experience, there's so much good I can take from the experience. Like that there is, like it was once in a lifetime. I can't even tell you the amount of crazy stuff we were doing. And I'll never be in that situation again. And so whilst I was in it, I was really trying to be in that mindset too, where I was just taking it all in. Shit happens, you know?
Yeah, like, and do you know what? I think something that has been very incredible to see throughout you kind of explaining that process to me when we had that chat was just the way that you was able to maintain so positive. Because the fact that, like, you know, you had these news articles that, you know, revealed who it was that you was before you even got in there. Then you had all of this scandal of, she was doing this and this and trying to kind of like sabotage your name and it all being fabricated. It's a lot. And it could cause anybody to crash out. And the fact that you've been able to handle that with so much grace and dignity, I think just shows such testament to who you are as a person. And I'm sure is inspiring for many other people because it's not easy.
No, I feel like it's one of those situations where you only really know what it feels like when you're in it. And it's hard to describe, but it just, it felt like a very like dark cloud. So I don't want that to take away from everything cool that's happened as well.
This is the thing. And I think it's, you know, I think it's so easy to allow stuff like that to overshadow what was such an iconic moment in time for you. And I think, again, it just goes back to the testament of who you are as a character, the fact that you're able to, do you know what I mean? Speak about those experiences and what it is that you've gone through, and also where you're at now, because it's kind of a bit iconic. It's not just a bit, it is iconic.
I try.
The fact that you're 25 years of age, 3 businesses, and what, you started at 22?
22. Be bad at taking compliments, like, thanks.
And like, I don't know what to say. And also, didn't Sir Alan Sugar say for you to not open?
He did. Yeah. The
Look
petty in me.
now.
Yeah. I won't crash out in other ways, but I'll crash out this way. You know, like
when it comes to the businesses.
Yeah. No, but you know, if something can spark something in me, it's like a bit of negative pressure. It's like, tell me no, I'm going to prove a point, you know?
And this is good as well, because I think a lot of people have got the story of the person that didn't believe that they could. And having that eureka moment where you're just, where do you think that fire comes from inside of you makes you do?
I think it's that, like, I had quite a challenging childhood. Parents divorced. We went through like 10 years worth of custody court cases. Financially, it wasn't very stable for me growing up, and so I was working from like the age of 14. And I think that instilled like real hunger in me, because if I wasn't going to work, I wasn't going to have any money. And I think that like drive that you get from sometimes negative situations really propel you in terms of business specifically. So I think like I've always had the mentality where I don't want to be a product of my circumstances. I don't want to be a victim of my circumstances. I want to use them and try and, granted, it's much harder. Like, you know, I wish I was like a Nepo baby. I wish I had a silver spoon. It would be a lot easier. It would be a lot more fun. But that's not everybody's story. And so, like, what are you going to do about it? You know, like, you've got to try and push forward and do as much as you can. And sometimes that entails more challenges than not. But I think you can use that in a positive way. But yeah, I think that's where the drive comes from, really. Like, and every time something happens that's quite challenging, I'm like, just writing my story. That's how I look at life. Just writing my story. It's just another chapter in the book. Because it is iconic. It's like, it becomes funny. It becomes an iconic moment when, like, someone tells you no, you go and do it anyway. Then, like, 10 years later, you're like, you know, a multimillionaire.
Oh, well, this is it.
You're only destined to do that if you try.
You are already.
We've got a way to go, but, you know, we have to make strides in the right direction.
Speak it out there, hun. You are already. What do you mean? Would you be classified as Gen Z?
Yeah, I was born on 2000 January the 6th, 2000.
So there was that whole thing. I don't know whether you saw it. I mean, I don't know whether it was a couple of years ago or when, but there was this huge thing that went around for saying that, like, Gen Zers are lazy. Did you ever see that?
I've seen that. I've seen a lot of chat around Gen
BS?
Z. You know what?
I will say though,
I'm going to have to be a bit controversial here.
Go on.
I support my fellow Gen Zers. I love you all.
However,
I think you're great. I think we have a lot of potential. I think we're very creative. I think it's social media's fault.
Really?
I think it's warped people's perception, specifically Gen Z, where people like are seeing influencers and they're flying out and all of these things and they're seeing these glamorized lifestyles and they're not understanding that the work ethic that it takes for the average person to get to that point.
Right.
I think that's really damaging. Like, I see my little brother, he's 15. Oh, actually, he's turned 16 now, bless him.
Happy birthday.
And I get scared sometimes when I see the type of content he consumes and the type of work that he assumes takes you there. And I'm like, no, like, you do have to work a shift. You're not just going to become a YouTuber overnight. Like, you know, they're seeing people like Mr. Beast, and I'm like, but Mr. Beast, how many years did he post for?
How many years of graft,
Yeah, and like, they don't see that.
Do you think that comes from not enough people being open and honest about the journey, or do you just think that it's just the kind of the end product that we're seeing, and so it's just, we're always seeing that, so it's just generating that sort of thought process?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think that there's not enough representation of what, like, the true grit looks like behind a business owner. Like, it's very unglamorous, actually. It's not like, you know, it's not what The Apprentice looks like, for example. You're not in a colourful suit, like, walking around all the time. Like, you're probably in a tracksuit, like, somewhere at midnight, stocking somewhere, something, and doing something, pulling an all-nighter of some sort. That's more of an accurate representation behind a business owner versus that. I think there's a lot of that in the media. And I think, a lot of people see the end journey, and I think, so sometimes I get concerned. I'm like, what? Do you know what it is? That I feel like working hard is truly a skill that I had to learn. Like, to truly, like, work hard physically, not even mentally, but physically, it's hard. Like, it's hard. It's in the name. And unless you've been in a position where you've got to do, like, back-to-back shifts and, like, you know, really pull it out of the bag to make something work, you've got to make ends meet. You don't really understand what that feels like. Sometimes you just need to drop ego a little bit, you know? Like, you might need to, like, sure, you can be an influencer, you can be, like, a celebrity, you can be wherever you want to aspire to be, but working hard is so fundamental in anybody's journey. And I think sometimes that's what Gen Z don't quite see.
They don't grasp that.
Yeah. I think they look down on it, you know, a little bit sometimes from the types of conversations that I've had.
Yeah. And I guess it's, I guess what's difficult in that same breath is that you will get people that can be an overnight success.
Yes, exactly.
So people are seeing it happen for some people and thinking that, okay, well, I can just release a track and all of a sudden it's going to go viral. But then you don't think about, okay, cool, you could have that moment, but what's going to take you to the next level? Because you're going to need to have, you know, an EP ready to go, some music videos shot, and you know
but
what I
that's
mean?
the poison, you know, that's where comparison's really difficult, because I've done it too. Like, even like with being a content creator and stuff, you might see somebody else have a certain opportunity and like, oh God, but like, I feel like I really deserve that opportunity. It happens all the time.
Yeah, it's easy to happen.
Some people just have it overnight.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But there's more people that don't. You're always going to feel fulfilled. You're always going to have that, like, in your back pocket to say, like, I literally worked my ass off. No one can take this away from me. And then when you get there, like, you'll have so much sense of gratitude and like fulfillment. It'll feel great.
How do you balance it all?
Very difficult.
You do a lot.
Lack of sleep. Lack of sleep. Yes, lack of sleep.
Because I'm guessing, you do so much, as well as going to the events, the premieres, and then you've got the content and the creation that you do, like, personally. Then you've got the business side of things, and then you've you are a business owner, so
Yeah.
you're then having to looking after all of these people as well. How do you balance that?
It's difficult, but I like to compartmentalize. Like,
Yeah.
I like to go in sections. So like there'll be some months of my life where I really need to like zone in and focus on the business specifically. And like that is the most important thing I'm doing. I'm not really going to be at the events and stuff like that around those, unless they're cool, you know, unless they're really good. Unless it's Netflix. So I'll focus on the business primarily. And then there's other times where I'm like, actually, like systems are set in place. Everything's going well. I don't need to do like anything crazy right now. There's not like any urgent projects. I can actually just like drop back a little bit. I obviously have a business partner too, which really, really helps. And I can focus on other things. If people ask me what my hobby is, it's probably just working. Like I love it. I really do. But then I also want to be able to keep up with everything around that too. But I also like, I'm not the type of person that like strives for work-life balance. I don't quite agree that you can have that.
What's your thoughts on it?
I actually just think that life comes in seasons.
Yeah.
Like I could work hard, like really, really hard for like 5 years and then that will pay off and then I'll just be chilling for the next 5 or the next 10 or the next 20. I don't know. I just feel like, especially when it comes to business, really and truly, like if you're trying to constantly try and strike that balance, you're going to put this pressure on yourself.
Being able to read your business well, so you know the times that you do have to like pull up.
Yeah, exactly. And there'll be times where you have no balance, like at all. Like you're just working, or it's fine.
Is everyone still rooting on the internet for you and your ex to get back together?
Yeah, every day.
Does it drive you up the wall?
I don't blame them though. I can see why. Like he's the greatest guy ever. But sometimes I'm like, guys, can you just relax?
Yeah,
like,
guys, can you just like, cut me some slack, please?
Seriously, it's hard enough as it is. Like,
what is it like being in business with somebody that you used to be with? I guess
difficult at times.
It's
difficult at times.
No way.
You have to like be
but
very
I guess
logical.
That could be the same even if it's your best friend, innit?
Yeah, exactly. But I actually think more than difficult, it's positive. Like you have the type of like respect with someone when you've been with them for a long time, when you had a great relationship, where like you've built a very solid, strong foundation, and that's really important when it comes to business because you have that like sense of trust. You know, you've both got each other's back, etc. And you just have to like take time. You know, it's all a process of healing and taking your time with it.
Because you opened it together, wasn't it? What led you to? Was it just you saw a gap in the market and thought, oh, this is
with Orimar, with my first shop? Yeah, kind of.
Sorry, I'm darting around. I'm like, here.
Which one are you talking about?
I know, innit? Yeah, take me back to...
Take you back to 2022. What was I thinking of? I wanted to get out of poverty. Yeah, I wasn't, you know, I didn't have a lot of money. I used to knock on doors. I used to do door to door. Yeah. Did that for 3 years. Okay, so this is the story. I'll make it really short. So I was in college and I was studying.
Doing leafleting? No.
It was worse. I was selling like charities. Like I would come to your door and be like, do you have a dog? You know, please could you give, you know, charity to dogs that are in need, which is actually a really good cause. Like,
not trying to sell a dishwasher.
Yeah, no, like it was nice in that sense. But I had like a bright blue bib on top of like a suit, for example. Then I had trainers on. It wasn't quite a look, and I had a backpack on.
You was gearing up for The Apprentice,
yeah,
darling, all them years ago, innit?
Literally, but like that was my first job just after like around college time. Pretty much like dropped out of college. I was doing music in college, and I soon realized I was like, okay, as much as I like music, it's one of those grinds where it's like you could be the best singer in the world, doesn't mean you're going to make it. Am I willing to go through potentially not having money for a long time and just putting my whole soul into like my art? No. And like younger
like,
me would
show me the money.
Yeah, I was like, I've got to build a foundation first.
Yeah.
So went into door-to-door sales. That's how I met Michael. We were basically on a team together, and we were like, we'll make great business partners. He's Vietnamese, I'm South Asian. We both enjoy food a lot. And when lockdown happened, we were always shopping at Asian like supermarkets, and we were like, oh my god, like why don't we do
popular
one?
On TikTok and For You page. My thing was flooded.
And once you click on one video, it's just constant.
Yeah.
You know, you're in it.
Yeah.
But at the time, we didn't even realize the virality of it. That kind of came shortly after we had opened, which was very good timing. We first wanted to open like a more Vietnamese style supermarket, like grocery store that was a little bit more refined and like basically pay homage to his like, you know, culture. And it's my favorite cuisine too. But then we quickly realized that people loved like the Korean snacks and the Japanese snacks, and they want buldak ramen. And we're like, okay, started to stock that more, and it would fly off the shelves. And we're like, well, from a business perspective, we've got to
supply and demand.
We can't sell what we want to sell. Really, we have to sell what they want to sell. So we always kept it as an Asian grocery store, Asian convenience store now. We don't want to make it Korean specific or Japanese specific, just so that we could cover like Southeast Asia and East Asia too.
Because did you ever get stick for that?
Yeah, in all honesty, yes. Sometimes people like have an issue with me being South Asian, and I'm like, I am not here to appropriate anybody's culture at all. No. Like, I'm here to appreciate somebody's culture, and like, I've done all of the research you could possibly do, and I pay so much respect to all of the food and the products. I'm so passionate about it, and we want to showcase more Southeast Asian, East Asian businesses. And people are like, well, why don't you have South Asian groceries? I'm like, because honestly, it's done and it's done well. There's so many stores that are doing it well.
Like saturated.
There's not really a need for me to do it. Versus we did feel like there was a bit of a gap, and obviously now it's saturated a few years later with TikTok.
Because everyone's copying you.
Yeah, you know.
I was there first.
But it was fine. It's fine. Like, we'll take it as a compliment.
It happens.
And you know, there's great stores doing it too. I still feel like I've always felt like a bit of an imposter. Like, it's such a massive market, and I do feel like we're a small fish in a massive pond of like multi-million-dollar corporations.
So well, though. And it's nice that you've been able to incorporate you into it.
Thanks.
Because I guess one thing that people really love, people love to be nosy.
Yes.
As we've discovered within the DMs. But people love to see the behind the scenes of like how things are done, and you do it so relatable.
Yeah, keep it relatable.
Yeah, you keep it relatable. So if it is a little bit tough, you talk about that, you know, and you've been doing that from start to finish. When you started up the business, did you at that point get onto TikTok, or was it a little bit into it and then you discovered, oh, let me just start documenting?
Well, when we were going to open our business, I knew we weren't going to be the best, and I knew that we had competition. Like, for context, our store's located in Croydon, and the shop that we rented, it was vacant for like 5 years beforehand, and we now know, going into, you know, the space that we're in, being an Asian convenience store, that other retailers, like massive, what you would deem as my competition in our industry, would not go to Croydon, because actually there's Wing Yip around the corner, which is like a huge established business which has been there for so long, and they wouldn't dare go in because they didn't want to compete against Wing Yip. Me and Michael decided to turn up to Croydon. We're like, yeah, don't worry about Wing Yip, we'll do it anyway. And we've been able to turn over 7 figures, right?
Sick.
Which is just crazy.
You need balls.
You actually need
to do
and sometimes
something
you just
like
need
that.
to be naive.
Just go and
like, you know, you need to just what you don't know can't hurt you. I think that's actually a really good skill in business, and that's something that like my best friend Sophia always says I'm very good at. Like, it's not about being the smartest person. I'm not very like academic. You know, I haven't got like degrees or anything, but I'm just a bit like street smart.
Street smart.
And I can just push forward. And that's like one of Michael's like skills too. Oh, he's like a bit more like academic than I am. He's got a master's in chemical engineering and stuff like that. So that helps. He loves the admin side. I don't quite as much. But I do like
Let
editing
me pick
TikTok.
Up a camera and make TikTok.
I'll take the BTS.
You sort out the figures, love.
Yes, please. But yeah, so I just wanted to take people on the journey, because I knew we wouldn't be amazing in the beginning. Yeah. So I was like, let me document it. And I remember having this one conversation that changed everything. It was my best friend Sophia, and I was like, I really want to start documenting on YouTube. And she was like, wait, YouTube? I mean, that's great, but why don't you start on this app called TikTok? And I was like, oh, I'm overwhelmed by TikTok. She's like, people are blowing up on TikTok. I'm telling you, like, go there first. YouTube is so much harder to grow. I was like, fine. Every time I'd upload, like, she would help me. We would edit together.
Oh, what a babe.
Yeah. And like, we created like what we call the blueprint together of like creating this day in the life of a business owner.
Stop it.
I know. Like,
shout out Sophia.
I had to mention it because I feel like I don't talk about it enough.
Everyone needs a Sophia in their life.
I know. So when you see me now doing good things, just be happy for me. I worked hard for it, you know? I sometimes think about what it would be like if I was a man doing the same thing.
Well, it wouldn't be half the bloody stick online.
I know. I think about it all the time. I'm like, to be a woman.
Crazy. Oh, you've had it all, sweetheart. You have. People are bastards.
Yeah. Because I'm like, people can be a lot more. I did a TEDx talk recently. Yeah. Now I can be like, thank you for coming to my TED talk. And it's like, actually, like, I've actually done one. Yes. And it was on like a woman being able to have it all. Like, that's my whole thing. I'm like, why do I have to choose? I can be a business owner, but I can also have character. I can also have personality.
You can also be gorgeous. Sometimes. I can also be
be beautiful.
I can date.
I can date. I can do everything at the same time. Why do I have to choose? Because it's like sometimes, okay, if you've got to be a business owner specifically, you've got to be in this one box, cover yourself up, act this way, don't act out. Like, always be emotionally stable. No, most business owners are not emotionally stable.
Oh,
that's the truth. Men and women, they're not.
Yeah.
But just keep it moving. Block me.
Block me.
Block me,
That ain't gonna
please.
stop my finances.
It's not.
Purr.
Block me. No, I've started like really like, you know what?
Good for you.
I've had a long time of like, I'm just allowing people to talk, and like a majority of the time I will.
I love your
Sometimes I'm like,
clapbacks.
yeah, sometimes I'm like, do you
Yeah.
know what? Do you know what? I'm actually going to use this 1 minute video.
sassy.
Thank you. You've now
Yeah.
just paid for my rent.
It's
And
like-
I tell them that all the time. They hate it. I'm like, you just helped me pay for my rent this month. They absolutely hate it.
Do you know
I'm
what?
like, stop writing
Sometimes
horrible
you
comments
have to
then.
bully the bullier and then they stop. Oh gosh, I've had it as well where like somebody's gone at me for something and then they've ended up like apologizing or
Yeah.
just being like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like,
But sometimes I feel like actions have consequences, and that people have a real hard time when they see content
Yeah.
creators like kind of clap back a little bit. They're like, oh, well, why are you clapping back? Like you're better than this. You can rise above it. But I'm like, the amount of stuff that you guys get away with. Obviously, I'm not going to clap back to everything. I don't have the time, and frankly, I don't care that much. But I'm human.
I'm also just like, I'm not being funny, but you can't, you don't, if you think that you can act like that and you're not going to have consequences,
Yeah.
you're crazy.
But like, I'm also allowed like freedom of choice, freedom of speech.
Well, you're not, clearly.
Yeah. Otherwise,
I'm
it's
fine.
okay. So I'm a cyberbully, but you can tell me I'm like a fat rat,
Yeah,
24/7.
Well, this is it. Actions have consequences. Right. Welcome to In the DMs, where I go through the funny, bizarre, and the unhinged DMs that we get sent in this wonderful and weird world that we call social media. Yes, social media. I am joined by the absolutely gorgeous, the talented, the entrepreneur, the 3 business owner, the 7-figure diller, as well as a TikTok creator. It's Amber-Rose.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
So this one is hilarious. I literally got these through. I've been doing this for how long, and never in my life have I forgotten to ask my guests to send me through DMs. But you are so fantastic.
worry,
I
there was
literally
no
messaged her
shortage.
4 o'clock in the morning, having, you know, when you have those like light bulb moments, ping, you're up and you're like, so I was like, let me just send this now just in case she's busy. So anyway, I got this through. This is hilarious. And we can't zoom in because you're not going to be able to see lower than the midriff. The toes are out on
They
show,
are.
looking fantastic. And you've got somebody that has DM'd you saying, why do you cover the toes? You actually put a slit across.
I did. Like, okay, so this is the thing. I don't know what's
You
happened.
said no free content.
No free toes. And now that it's summer, sometimes I'll wear a shoe that has a toe out. And I'm like, well, now I'm posting free content. And they'll reply being like, yes, finally the toes. Someone commented, finally we see the arches on the back of your foot.
Finally, the toes and the arches.
They love the arches. I've like, people are toe obsessed. I've never seen anything like it. And this has happened like the last few months. I don't know where my videos have hit. I don't know where they found me, but the toe warriors are rife. They want to see my toes.
You know that there's sometimes people create pages for like just people's feet.
That's unreal.
It's sounding like you could.
I
get
could
one
defo
soon.
make bank.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
if somebody isn't already screenshotting, and
No, I know, true. Don't take my toes.
only toes.
Literally.
Okay, this one is this is very bizarre. Someone's commented, and this was in the Corinthia. I remember that outfit. Oh my god, you look like one of those Pop Mart skull panda dolls.
I just want to
had to
ask,
Google
what
what
does one reply to that? Am I supposed to say thank you or
Pop Mart skull panda? Let's get.
it's not going to be nice?
That's what that is.
Yeah.
I don't
know what to make of it. And you know what the thing is? They'll comment stuff like that on like my TikTok too, and I'll reply being like, "Don't be mean," and they reply back like, "No, it's a compliment," and I'm like, I don't necessarily think it's a compliment.
What's your opinion on that? The toy fetishes, like the le boo boos.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying into it. I don't tend to buy into these like ridiculous trends, I would have to say. I just, each their own. If you like it, you like it. I shall not be spending my money on it. And I also think they look quite scary.
They look demonic, first
Would
of
you
all.
like it if it was handed to you for free? Would you take it?
I'd be giving that away at
Yeah.
the nearest convenience.
Yeah,
I
to
just
someone who
think,
wants it.
like, as someone who's over the age of 16, 18, I'll give you a bit of a bligh. But if you're 20 plus,
Yeah.
traipsing round town to get a labubu.
People are putting them on their Birkins. Yeah. I don't understand.
I don't understand the craze. I just,
I've got to be honest.
I can't even say anymore because I'll get cancelled.
Consumerism is crazy.
Consumerism is crazy.
And like people are going to hate that we have this opinion. Like you should let people. No, we're not saying that people shouldn't have. Like,
have your
labubu.
Have your thing.
I don't.
But
want
I think
any,
they're probably the same people that are like asking for feet.
Yeah.
Feet and fanny pics is probably the same, in the same category. Moving on. This is unhinged.
Okay.
Right. This is from a fake account.
Yes.
Because they've got no picture, they've got nothing on their profile. So somebody here has decided to message saying, "Hey, please can I ask, have you had a nose job? I want to know your surgeon. It looks so good. Please don't be offended. Kiss, kiss."
I'll take it as a compliment. I do think I've got a great nose.
I mean, you do. I mean, you have great facial features, like full stop. But people are so...
That is unhinged, though.
Crazy.
Yeah, because you know what I think? Like, when I see stuff like that, I think there's an ulterior motive behind that. You want me to tell you my surgeon or tell you I've got a nose job in the DMs where it feels like a safe space so that you can then go and post that online.
And clip it and post
clip it and be like, she's been lying to... You don't genuinely want to know if I had a nose job. Surely not.
But also, babes, you are very transparent about your life and stuff that you do anyway. Like, why would you keep that away?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Why do you also think that is important to be transparent when it comes to stuff?
Just because it needs
Drake's
to be...
not being transparent. We've seen that running video, hun. That stomach is etched. Seen it,
but I've heard enough that I'm like I hear it.
Not one back muscle in sight, or an ab. I mean, a tricep, sorry, or a bicep. Anyway,
I think it's important to be transparent because you people genuinely see what they see online is like they take it as Bible, you know, like they think it's truly accurate. Like, for example, you'll see an influencer at a cool place.
Yeah.
Your first thought is like, oh my God, they paid like to go and eat there. A lot of the times they're gifted. But you don't if you're in the space, you know. But like as just an innocent like 15-year-old girl, you know better. Yeah. Like, oh my God, she's got all these products. Like, oh, she must be making bank. She must be spending so much on them. It's PR, babe.
Yeah. Hashtag gifted.
Yeah.
But some people also don't do that. I think I saw it on Threads. Someone said people need to stop putting ad in front of things that were gifted.
Yeah.
And put like gifted instead.
I have an issue more with like, and I think the internet probably has an issue more with people who don't disclose whether it's an ad or not. That's more of an issue. Like if you're going to do ad in front of gifted, like, you know, it's not bothering me. Like do what you want.
Just be transparent.
But just be transparent.
I think in a world, somebody sent me this on Snapchat because they were saying, Jourd's, you look, I mean, backhanded compliment. There was like, you look better without your makeup on. I get it a lot on Snap. Men. Obviously.
How is that a nice thing to say?
It's just
because when I spend like, because my makeup probably costs like, I don't know what, 400 quid. When I put that on my face, I don't want you to then come back and tell me that basically there's no point.
Take your lashes off.
Yeah,
you look
it's taken me about 2 hours to do this
if
feat.
If I want to put my makeup on, my lashes and my blush.
How about I look good both ways?
Exactly.
That would probably be more appropriate.
The women on Snapchat are just like, oh my gosh, how rude. But yes, you look great with both. Anyway, somebody messaged and said, in a world full of fake, be natural. And I just thought, well, that's nice because you can see kind of between the lines, and it is true.
Yeah, I had a breast augmentation.
Yeah, you spoke about it.
And I spoke about it because I'm like, do you know what? I was so scared too because I had asymmetrical boobs.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like that's an insecurity that probably a lot of women have.
For sure.
And I was like, damn, like doing this online, like I felt very vulnerable, but I was like, I think this is important. And the amount of messages I still get to this day where they're like, thank you so much, because I literally have always felt so insecure with my asymmetrical boobs. Now I know that I can do X, Y, and Z. And like, I just, sometimes it just makes you happy to know you're not alone in something, you know?
Not alone. It's building up a foundation and a community of truth, which I think is really important as well. And I think, and do you know what? Like, I think it goes back to people, why you are as successful as you are is a lot to do with who you are as a person. And I think people love that about you, love the transparency, love the fact that you show the highs, lows and everything in between. And that is one of the reasons why people will keep coming back to you and believing in your product, believing in you and buying into you, because I guess a business is much about who they're buying from than it is about, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything else.
I feel like you're very similar in a sense where you're just very like authentic.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
Exactly
Authenticity
how
sells. Yeah.
I met you is the exact way that you show up on
Yeah.
camera. Like, and it's just nice.
Oh,
you know?
thanks.
Speak people who are just so
No, I don't know what to say now.
Exactly. And I was like, you've
Catching
given
me
me a
off
spiel.
guard.
Have a little bit back, babe. Words of affirmation today.
I know, I love it. The final thing, which is to judge or not to judge.
Okay.
Wig is on, we mean
up.
business. So you've got a paddle there to your right-hand side. I'm going to go through a series of questions and you've got to tell me whether you judge it. And if you do judge it, you are going to be putting up the red. There we go. And if you don't judge it, then you're going to be putting up the green.
Okay, this is
there
really
we
fun.
go.
I'm excited.
Leaving skid marks in a public toilet.
Ooh. Am I judging you? Am I judging you? Yes.
Judging.
I'm judging you.
Wearing a hoodie 3 days in a row.
I'm not judging you.
Picking your nose and flicking it on the floor at home.
I'm not judging you.
Washing your hands for less than 20 seconds after peeing.
Gross, but not judging you.
Farting on the underground.
Farting on the underground.
Mm.
I'm judging you.
Drunk calling after a night out.
I'm not judging you.
Brushing your teeth once a day.
I'm judging you.
Showering once a day. Is it depending?
I want to judge, but then that's based off my standards, so I'm not going to judge.
I'm not going to judge. Okay.
Yeah.
Peeing in the shower.
I'm not judging you.
Because you've done it.
Guilty pleasures in life.
Licking plates clean after a good meal. Ooh.
You know what? For some reason, I really don't like it, so I'm judging you.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. It gives me the ick a little bit. I don't like it.
Sending a DM and then unsending it hours later because they didn't reply.
You know what? I'm not judging you because I haven't done it, but I'm like, in some circumstances, you might like. Sometimes you might want to make things awkward. You might have sent something like on a whim.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people doing that. Have you had like somebody that you've been surprised about who's famous being in your DMs before?
Not really.
No.
Not really, to be fair. No.
Waiting for the day.
No famous DMs. No.
Waiting for it. Not creaming your body after a shower.
You know what? Yes, I'm judging you because can everyone please cream after they shower? It genuinely is so good for your skin.
It is. Yes. No saggy skin.
No.
Spitting on the side of the road.
Judging you. Yeah.
That collection of
it
phlegm.
It really irritates me, and it's the way people do it. It's never polite, you know.
No,
Like it's just
always.
Yeah, and then somebody else is going to step on that. No, no.
It is violent. That is to judge or not to judge. Woo! Right, darling. What's next? Are we franchising it? We're branching out. Where are we going? Maybe bring it to North London.
That would
bring
be
the
fun.
business to North London, perhaps.
Well, what's next?
Once the team is in play.
Definitely want to scale Bubbles as rapidly as possible. I think
Yep.
we can get to 5 in-house without any investment. So we're going to try and just basically race to that number.
Good.
We're starting already to look at properties for the next locations. That's exciting.
For Bubbles.
And for Aurimart this year, I actually really want to create a product. I want to create a product that I can sell to retailers.
And you're thinking, is it in development now? I'm not going to pry, but
It's we're initial stages. We're conceptualizing.
Oh,
we're conceptualizing.
great word. Yeah.
What do people want? What can we do? What's feasible? What budget do we have?
Yeah.
What are our minimum order quantities looking
Your
like?
unique selling points.
Yes. What's going to be our USP?
The niche, or if you're in America, niche.
Is that actually it?
They actually say niche.
No way.
Yeah.
So yeah, really excited. Loads of things happening, and just living
Slaying.
my life.
Yeah.
Healing, being happy. Hopefully a couple of trips this year as well. Like, God, I need it. Girl needs it.
Oh, hun, you do.
Yeah.
For sure. You've been an absolute pleasure,
Thank
not only to
you.
watch online, but to speak to and to know IRL in a real life. This has been In the DMs. If you have any funny, bizarre, or unhinged DMs that you have been sent, send them to me. It is completely anonymous at Jourd_. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, tell a friend to tell a friend. This has been In the DMs.
Thank you.